guys, check it out. I've got 3 wine kits, ones that I haven't made before. And I'm back. I'm going to be making 3 new wines. You know, I've been in the past few months, I've been making a bunch of wines that you've already seen me make. So, didn't shoot videos for those. But these are 3 new ones, and let's talk about them. Alright, so now we're looking at the Nocturnal. Nocturnal comes with these cool labels. And this bag of goodies. It has instructions in it. And other items. Has a grape skin pack. And concentrate. And let's look at the goodies. What do we got? We got a bag for the grape skin pack. Some French oak. Two things of yeast. Two different things of yeast. That's pretty cool. Sulfite, bentonite, which we're going to need right now, 2 bentonites, potassium sorbate, and some oak, just cubes, and some clarifiers. Alright, so that's all cool. So we have oak dust and oak cubes. Alright, and a little bag, which we're going to need. Alright, so that's my 3 kits. The Nocturnal, the Gewürztraminer, and the Wild Vines Merlot. So I'm going to get started with the Merlot. Alright, so before we get started, we're going to want to clean everything exceptionally well. I like this Be Bright cleanser. It's pretty much what I use almost exclusively, and it works, to me, I believe, excellent. It's very similar to OxyClean. Anything that touches the wine needs to be thoroughly cleaned, so we're going to need a long-handled spoon for this step. Our primary fermenter, which is basically a food-safe plastic bucket that is big enough to hold our wine, so it has to be over 6 gallons, so there's 8 gallons. And make sure I clean every single piece of this, including the lid and the underside, and make sure anything that touches the wine is immaculately clean. Technically, for primary fermentation, you don't need to snap the lid on, but I do anyway, because I don't want any fruit flies or anything like that getting into the wine. So I also am going to be using an airlock, so I'm going to clean that out as well. And this is one picture, and they come in multiple types. We're going to also need to clean our hydrometer, because we're going to need to take readings of what our starting specific gravity is in the winemaking process. If your primary fermenter is equipped with a spigot, you want to make sure it is shut off completely so that when you start mixing things up, you don't have wine spilling out all over your floor. Now, if you're just starting out and don't have any equipment whatsoever, it might make sense to get a winemaking equipment kit. And this is stuff that you would buy once and use over and over again. And it would have many of the things that you would need for your home winemaking hobby. Might make sense. Alright folks, with the Nocturnal kit, I'm going to remove this cap. I used the cutaway perforation on the Winexpert kit to put that spout through it, so that this way it's easier to pick up and handle. I got my tool, cap removal tool. You could use a pliers. I'm going to put that on. See, this tool doesn't work that great. I would just use pliers, but when I was first starting out, I had to have every tool. You can see that this thing is frustrating. Okay, so I finally got it off. Alright, so now I'm going to lift that up and pour that in the bucket, trying not to make a huge mess all over the place. Okay, folks, we're almost at that 6-gallon mark. So what I'm going to be doing is taking my bag and filling this up with some hot water, swishing it around and pouring it into the pail. Alright, so now I'm going to stir this. And I'm going to take a reading. So right now, I'm looking at approximately 1.080. So you might say, hey, that's not going to be a strong wine. 1.080, right, will give me this a little over 11% if I ferment this completely dry. However, this wine comes with a grape pack, which has a lot of sugar in it, and will boost this up. So I'm thinking this thing is going to be probably around 14% by the time we're done with the grape pack, right? So I'm going to be doing the grape pack part next, after this is stirred in. One thing I might do, just for the fun of it, this comes with 68 grams of oak powder. Since I don't like a lot of oak in my wines, I'm not going to add the whole thing. I'm going to add part of it. Alright, so that's about half of it. And I might just stir that up a little bit. So some people might be asking, well, why am I putting wood chips in my wine? Why am I putting oak in the wine? Well, since I'm not using a wine barrel, the oak itself imparts some flavor into the wine. So that's what I got there. That's simulating an oak barrel. Alright, so I'm going to get set up for the grape pack part, and we'll be right back. Alright, so grape pack time. What I've done is I've taken a glass container and put a mesh bag over it, and I washed off this mesh bag in the sanitizing solution. Rinse it off really well, and I have my grape pack. So when I first was doing this, I would take these things off and wonder why it was so difficult to get the grape skins out. Duh. Okay. This is what you got to do. You take a scissor, you cut the top of the bag, alright, and take the grape pack and you get as much of the grapes out as you can. Alright, and after you've taken that, what I do is I grab this, and I tie a knot in the top of the grape pack. Alright, so what next? Let me set up the camera and show you. Alright, so what next? I'm going to take my trusty grape skins, pick it up and drop it in. Alright. Now that's going to be floating around and doing all kinds of fun stuff as we go through this whole process. So every day I'm going to be stirring this around and squeezing that pack after washing my hands while that's in primary fermentation. Next thing, got my yeast. I'm just going to sprinkle them on top. And this kit comes with 2 different yeasts. Because the good folks at Winexpert know what they're doing. Alright, so here we are. What next, you might ask? Well, again, remember, after a couple of days when this starts fermenting, once the fermenting starts going pretty good, I'm going to be opening it up, stirring that around, and squeezing that bag. Putting it back in, and do that probably once a day, once every other day. Alright, but for now, we got to get fermentation to kick off. And what I normally do, snap my lid on. Got my airlock. Here's my airlock. going to put that on, and now I'm going to wait. Like I said, a couple days. I should see that start bubbling. After it starts bubbling, I'm going to be stirring it every day, every other day, and squeezing that bag. I'm going to let that go down until the fermentation's basically done. Okay, and we'll take it from there. So I'm going to be measuring after about a week, maybe a week and a half, with this device. It's called a hydrometer. In there, and basically it floats, and how high it floats tells you how much sugar is in the wine still. And when we're over here, right, it tells you how much sugar is in. Well, after it ferments, since alcohol is a lot lighter than sugar, or thinner than sugar, it's going to go down. So the way we're going to basically guesstimate the amount of alcohol in any of the wines is taking a reading in the beginning and the reading at the end, and subtract. This here hydrometer says has a scale for percentage of wine, of alcohol. So let's say, for instance, we started here, 1.1, which is over here, right about 13.5%. And if we went down to 0, it would be that percentage of wine. But usually I go much less than 0, so it bumps it up like another percent. Anyhow, this is a great tool that you absolutely need to have. I'll leave a link for that as well, and the other stuff that you need, the cleanser and the kit at the bottom of this video. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next exciting video, and until we meet again, rock on. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube. And definitely check out my blogs, www.cookingitalianrecipes.com with the dashes in the middle, or my other one on winemaking, howtomakehomemade.biz. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and have an awesome day.